Alright, dudes, before we do anything else, before we get started, before we continue our adventures into Act 4, the interludes, and then beyond, I do want to give you guys a quick look at where my character's at. So, what we've been doing so far is we've been playing a Titan. A lot of people were kind of concerned about Warrior. They were looking at the patch notes, they were seeing some nerfs, and there were a lot of them, to be fair. There were a lot of them. But, I was not deterred, not afraid. Warrior is what I play, it's what I do, and so far, Warrior is dunking. It's been feeling really good so far in the campaign. I feel like, I have just been sort of increasing my power over time. We started off with, you know, Act 1, kind of just like bone shattering fools, and we have continued to bone shatter fools, but now that we're a Titan, we're slamming pretty hard, and I think I'm kind of transitioning out of perfect striking and just leaning heavier into just straight up rolling slam, dunking on people. We're definitely making use of weapon swapping. I've got a nice two-hander that I think is carrying us pretty hard. That's some nice top end, and we can continue to buff it. Got some attack speed on there, it's got life leech, so really not too bad. I'm using most of my mobility with my one-hander just for the attack speed, just to like leap around faster and shield charge faster. And then whenever I make impact, I'm actually whipping out the two-hander to bone shatter or rolling slam or whatever. So we're still getting huge damage from the two-hander, but we are alive and moving fast thanks to the shield and one-hander combo. In terms of my actual skills that I'm using, I remember my gear is like trash. Like everybody's gear is going to be trash when you're leveling. And that's just kind of part of the deal. I guess I'll do a quick little scan through. So two-hander is not bad, actually. One-hander, we just picked that up. Haven't done anything to it. This is like, I've had this helmet forever. Still pretty not good. But what you're looking for on your gear is like life and resist, basically. And we're trying to get a couple stats in here just to kind of make things work nicely. +1 level of melee skills is nice. Life leech is good. Extra damage on rings and gloves is good. A nice beefy armor chest piece with a little bit of resist is nice with life on there. I have not been using exalts on my gear. I've just been kind of letting it be. Thanks guys for hopping in the chat. We're doing a quick little build review real quick, and then we'll do our Q&A as usual. Got some life attributes resist on that bad boy. Again, just need fire res. I mean, that's fine. It's fire res and it adds a bunch of different stuff. But I haven't really added like exalts on my gear. I'm just saving my exalts, and if I don't need to do that, then I won't. But this is a triple res shield, which you don't ultimately want a bunch of resistance on your shield. You want your resist to be kind of handled by your actual gear, so that whenever you swap into your other set, you're not like getting one-shotted. But, you know, this is, hopefully I'm not taking too many hits with my two-hander out. But anyway, the shield's pretty good for now. These don't have movement speed, but I kind of wanted the life regen and resist and life. You really want movement speed, but we're jumping around a lot, so it's all good. We have a belt with 2 charm slots on it. A little bit of armor, a little bit of resistance. My flasks are, I like the recovery applied instantly, a small percentage of that. Flask gains charges when you kill an enemy is okay. The best one is the one that just gains charges over time, like this one. This one also applies a little bit. Right now I'm using poison removal, bleed removal, and freeze removal on my little charms. Let me show you the skills that we're working with. This is all very much in flux. This is all changing all the time. But whatever I'm doing right now is working for me. I have not used the in-game auction house yet. I want to, but I haven't done it yet. You know what we have? We also have not really been finding that many support gems. It's kind of crazy, but for now, I have faster attacks and rage in my basic attack, and I really only have basic attack using the two-hander. For rolling slam, which is like, so the basic gameplay is leap slam into a pack and then bone shatter it to explode all like the little guys, and then rolling slam is kind of like your mid-range attack. I can move this too. Rolling slam is kind of like your mid-range attack. Like, you can use it on rares, just to kind of like, you know, something doesn't die to your clear ability, and then you use rolling slam to kind of kill the things that survive that. And I have Aftershock rank 2 on there, I have Fist of War on there, and I have Momentum on there, so the second hit of rolling slam hits really freaking hard. And it's empowered every 4 seconds, and has a good chance to Aftershock. Now this is, again, at like level 49, so you're not going to have access to all these gems early on, but if you're watching the guide, what you can also do is go to my, like, 12-hour VOD from yesterday, and you can see my character leveling right from the beginning and onward, and you can see everything that we did along the way. This is just where we're at right now, level 49. And then Bone Shatter, another sort of bread and butter clear ability like I was talking about. You put Impact Shockwave on that bad boy, so that it causes like a nice little AoE explosion wherever you stun stuff, and that chains, which is awesome. Magnified Area, so that it does a little bit more AoE, and then I have Brutality on there, so it just does more physical damage. That could definitely be like a heavy swing situation. It's just a matter of I need to find more support gems for that. Shield Charge, I'm still using it. I feel like I could phase it out. but I have Stomping Ground in there, just a little bit of damage. And then Brink. Brink, I got my first, like, level 2 support, I think early on in Act 2. So I was able to put Brink on Shield Charge. So nice. Brink is ultra good for anything Bone Shatter related. It brings the enemy all the way up to 99% of a stun, but doesn't actually stun them. It cannot stun them, so it leaves them primed for stun, which is exactly what you want for Bone Shatter. So this causes more stun buildup, but it cannot actually reach 100%, so that's sweet. You love Brink. Brink is one of my favorite things for Bone Shatter. Infernal Cry, we are using that with Raging Cry, so it gives me a little bit of rage whenever I, Infernal Cry right in front of a boss. Gives me 16 rage, that's 16% more damage, which is nice. My Spirit skill is Herald of Ash for now, with Magnified Area, just has more AoE on it. I still have Perfect Strike socketed in. It is still something that you can use, I just think I don't need to anymore really use it, but it can still be nice. I think I'm going to sort of lean away from when I stun an enemy, we Perfect Strike it. It's more like when I stun an enemy, then I'm going to Seismic Cry and get guaranteed Aftershocks and just kill stuff with Rolling Slam, I think. And we're about to get Hammer of the Gods. When we hit level 52, we can use this level 13 gem and then get Hammer of the Gods. Then I'm going to use Hammer of the Gods for a while. It'll be fun. But if you're using Perfect Strike, I have Fire Attunement, I have Window of Opportunity, and I actually have Concentrated Effect, so it's less AoE, but more damage in that AoE that it has. Leap Slam, bread and butter ability. You got Brink on there, same thing that it does on Shield Charge, except we have more AoE on it, and I have faster attack speed on it, which is pretty sweet. I've been experimenting with Forge Hammer. I do kind of like it. It's kind of a cool ability. I don't know if it's necessary. I feel like instead of using a Forge Hammer, I'm better off just rolling slamming again. But it is kind of cool. I put Fist of War on it just to try it out. Could be kind of fun. And then I'm also using Time of Need for my second reservation buff thing. It is going to require intelligence, and so as time goes on, I may use that less. But I do like it. I like the heal. I like the elemental ailment cleanse, and eventually I would put a fast forward on there if I found the gem. But that's what I'm using right now. All in all, pretty darn good. Leap Slam, Bone Shatter kills the little guys. Rolling Slams kill the big guys, and then against bosses, I've been Rolling Slamming them after Infernal Crying at them. And I can also throw down my Forge Hammer, which just does a whole lot of damage. Aftershocks start proccing, which procs the Aftershocks of Forge Hammer AoE, and it works really well together. I just don't think this is necessarily synergizing with my build, but it is cool. It does look cool. And you can put increased duration on this and make it last longer on the ground too. All kinds of fun stuff, but we just need to find more support gems. In terms of the talents, so I am playing a Titan. Titan is insane. It's probably my favorite Ascendancy. It's pretty straightforward. My first Ascendancy, I went for the AoE, and I went for the chance to Aftershock. When I got my second Ascendancy, I took the points out of that, and I went into the Hulking Form, so that we get 50% increase effect of small passive skills. So all of these things that we're pathing on the tree with are buffed by 50%, which is huge. Because I love skill points. I love leveling up and getting skill points, and this just makes everything that you take that much stronger. Not the travel nodes, not the major nodes, or the notables, but all the little ones are buffed by 50%, which is crazy. So initially, I went all the way through here, and I picked up my first little split area. So obviously, set one-hander and shield, has the one-hander talents, two-hander talents in the second one. Now everything else gets some strength, it gets some AoE, with Aftershock AoE. Now, this isn't the order that I took the skills in, but this is what I'm at 49. Grab the Jewel Socket, grab Strength and Stun Threshold. We grabbed some more AoE Aftershock chance. We grabbed more AoE and area damage and stun buildup. We're grabbing the slightly reduced attack speed, but stun buildup and damage. Now, these used to have a reduced attack speed part on these nodes too, but they don't now, so that's kind of nice. It's kind of cool. We're definitely grabbing all the extra mace stuff to do more damage with maces, Aftershocks with maces, and extra damage to heavily stunned enemies. Eventually, I'm probably going to pick up a little bit of block, but first things first, I'm going to go grab the rest of this AoE in this area of the tree, and then I really might consider grabbing some regen. I feel a little squishy at this point. Again, it's definitely gear related. My gear is very not good, and it's super normal to invest in damage and AoE and not defense and feel squishy, but we do have a teeny bit of armor here, a little bit of regen, more regen here. There's also really easy to access regen right there. There's that cool. That's cool as well. But I also think that we want to investigate these block things, because increased chance to block is definitely nice, but there's also maximum block chance, which there wasn't there before. but now we have maximum block chance there and there. So instead of 50%, we could have 54% with not a crazy investment, and that would be kind of nice. I think we also eventually are going to want to go into the armor applies to elemental damage a little bit, just because that's new and it's probably okay. I kind of want to go up to here for more AoE and damage to close targets. Armor and defending with extra armor is kind of cool. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet, but we do have a lot of really cool options. I even really like the idea of this right here. This stun, or not this one, the downward path right here, where increased AoE and extra damage to ancestrally boosted attacks. That is going to go so crazy if instead of life for our 4th ascendancy, we actually decide to go for ancestral empowerment. Every other slam skill you cast yourself is ancestrally boosted. Every other slam is going to be doing giga AoE and giga damage. Can you imagine? That is so cool, man. That is so freaking cool. You do have a lot of options. We do have a lot of cool options. We're level 49, so we're going to explore. But yeah, the extra elemental reduction from, or the armor applying to elemental damage, we can get that here easily, and we can get all the elements if we want to, and then we can also grab the fire one right here with extra armor on it, which is awesome. That's a cool node. And then if we wanted to, eventually we may go down for Giant's Blood. The way I'm setting up my character right now is I don't have to use Giant's Blood, and I may do it eventually, but I'm not doing it right now. But they nerfed so much of the fire, or the max res stuff. But at least we can have this. So I didn't see this on the PoE ninja tree, but I didn't see this +2 to maximum fire res. You have at least 5 supported red gem socket. Maybe that's worse, I don't know. But anyway, you can come down here and get this too. It's kind of a bit of a travel all the way down, especially if you're not grabbing other stuff along the way. But if you're here for Giant's Blood, maybe you grab this for Hammer of the Gods, and then it's only a couple nodes to get to the armor and elemental resist. Armor applies to elemental damage thing. So it's not that far away, but I think that's the defense I'm going to have. I'm going to have block, a little bit of block, like capped block at least. We're going to have high armor, and we're going to have quite a bit of that armor applying to elemental damage, and we're going to have a little bit of regen. And then my offensive toolkit is going to be AoE, and probably going to grab the Warcry stuff, and I'm probably going to grab the Ancestral Empowerment stuff, and maybe the Glory stuff down here. I don't know if I have enough points for all of that, but one of the cool things about this tree is I'm not really traveling that much, because less travel, the better. The more time you're spending taking passive nodes as Titan, the better. So the tree is going to be fairly dense, and I like that. We're going to anoint for Titanic. I may actually go for Titanic at some point in the meanwhile, just because I really like that trait. But I'm going to eventually anoint for it, so maybe we don't go for it right now. But we'll see. And then eventually, later down the line, we may even switch into Avatar of Fire to scale fire damage and to send our damage scaled through all of it being fire, and then you can scale it through elemental like stuff on your weapons, which is really cool. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. You cannot max out everything. No, you're gonna probably have points. You're gonna have a good amount of points, like 120 something points. If you get to level 100, then that's really hard to do, but you could. But yeah, you're not gonna take everything. You're kind of like identifying some things that you think look cool and pathing to them, and then going from there. But yeah, you're not expected to take everything. Like, I'm gonna have all my points like right in this bottom left kind of side of the tree, mostly. Maybe go up here a little bit, maybe go down here a little bit, but that's gonna be about it. But that's my plan. That's where I'm at right now. So far, it's been really fun. We are just starting up the stream for the day. But what I think we can do, even though we're not warmed up, what we can do is probably just go do like the first part of it, like an island or something like that. I do want to mention that we are going to be live on Twitch and YouTube quite a bit. So if you guys are watching the video and you want to see what extended gameplay looks like, come over here on Twitch. I should mention on Twitch, we also have drops.
Where to?
So just by tuning into the stream, you're going to get a like clam stash MTX, which is pretty cool. This looks like a fun place. Arrastas. It's this place. Yeah, let's go to Arrast. Wait, is this one 49? Let's go to 49 first. Yeah, let's go here. Wakapanu. You're gonna get a stash MTX with the clam. You're gonna get an Abyss helmet. Then if you gift 1 sub, you get a cool Chaos Orb badge in the chat. And if you give 2 subs, you get a Storm of Valako big ol' Portal MTX too. So there's lots of rewards for watching on Twitch right now and supporting the stream. But I'm having a blast with PoE. You guys know that I love PoE too. I absolutely love it. Wait, is this?
This island looks nice.
Beautifully.
Okay, yeah, this is new. Okay. Just want to make sure we're not doing the same thing. I'm having a blast, though. I love this game. You guys know that. So, you'll see, we're leap slamming. We're swapping two-hander to bone shatter. Sometimes they just die from the aftershock. If there's a big guy, this guy's not particularly scary, but we can rolling slam him as if he was. This is pretty much the bread and butter gameplay right here, boys. Leap slam, bone shatter. A little squish. I think I'm going to address that, but one of our offensive elements that I like is that we have a lot of AoE. We have a lot of AoE. But yeah, we are not warmed up for today, but we played a lot yesterday, so hopefully we'll be all right. A lot of leap slam, bone shattering, boys. I love that gameplay. And if I wanted to, I could just leap slam, bone shatter with my one-hander, but I currently have my two-hander sort of like it only will use the two-hander for the attack. Maybe I can show you guys what I mean by that. So if you want that to be the case, you go to your weapons right here, and you say weapon set 2 is the only one that this skill is used with. Same thing with bone shatter, right? This is the only one that this is used with. Shield charge, obviously you can't use it with weapon set 2 because it doesn't have a shield. But for leap slam, I only have weapon set 1 using my leap slam. So anytime I leap slam, it brings out the one-hander and shield. So it leap slams faster, and it protects me in the air, right? And that'll work. That'll do it. I'm gonna see if I can find us a boss. So maybe not a boss, but even that's like a rare, so I can show you what happens with the hammer. I don't think I'm gonna stick with this hammer thing. I think what I'm gonna do is what I've done before, where when you do stun an enemy, what you'll do is you will seismic cry at them and then drop a hammer on them. But if you want to, you can do the hammer thingy right there. It is pretty cool. There's a lot of AoE. You can't really see the AoE because we're kind of in like a compact area there. But I have found Warrior to be a whole lot of fun. I always do. But I'm definitely happy to be back on them. Grinding out the Warrior gains. Oh, the Abyss? Oh my gosh, I can just tell you a little bit about the new league. I love the new league. Abysses are kind of freaky. They can definitely lead to some crazy, crazy battles. But, yeah, so far, Warrior has been handling business just fine. I mean, like, this is kind of the standard stuff that we've done in the past and just continue to work. So in a big fight like this, yeah, you may want to throw down the... Oh my god, these guys are crazy. Throw down the AoE a little bit. Oh my goodness. We can... Of course we die. Of course we die in our... If you're ever recording a video, of course you're dying. That was 100% gameplay related. I don't know why we didn't just kill that guy. He had like 1 HP left, and then we just like decided to just let him off the warning. I wanted to see if I could just avoid his little beam attack. But like I was saying, of course, you gotta die in the video. But like I was saying about the Abyss, though, those things are freaky. They have some really fun battles. But all in all, we're really squishy right now because our gear just isn't that good. Not surprising, you're gonna take a death here and there. We really don't die like super frequently. But if we do, it's often to those kind of Abyss mobs because those things are crazy. But I really like that we have, like, hello? I like that we have crazy battles. That makes for a lot of fun. Keeps you engaged, and that's one of the things I like about PoE 2, is it's kind of like engaging, and you have to get your character strong and go through that like gear progression and whatnot, like right off the bat. And I really haven't been like trying to min-max my gear that much right now, because we just haven't really been in like a big sticking point. Like right now, you don't really lose XP for dying. It doesn't really cost you that much time to die. Let me grab another point actually real quick. Bink. More AoE, more area damage. Beautiful. Doesn't really cost that much time. You just run back. It's all good. But yeah, I love the Abyss. Like the Abyss like zones that it takes you down into is crazy. This is Act 4, by the way. This is all new areas that I haven't seen yet before. So we streamed for like 13.5 hours yesterday, and the YouTube VOD cut off after 12. I didn't realize that. I haven't really streamed for 12 hours in one go in a while, so haven't done that in a bit. But yeah, it cuts off the VOD, so we'll have to re-upload the beginning of Act 4 separately. But what I was saying about Hammer of the Gods, so Hammer of the Gods is going to be extremely useful in the situation that we were just in, right? Where we summon the Giga Monster from the Abyss, and we have used our, we've been blasting the whole time, so we have this nice Hammer of the Gods built up at this point. And then if there's like a really freaky mob, we just drop a Hammer of the Gods on it. Don't have to worry about it as much as when it's just like emerging from the Abyss, and it's like, death beaming us. But I guess so you can get an idea of the gameplay here, right? Pretty juicy. Yeah, all that armor chunk to get like the stun threshold and reduce damage from crits and stuff. Yeah, I like that one too. We probably will end up grabbing that. I just was putting more investment into damage early, so we're a little bit defensively like weak, but damage looks pretty good. It's gonna be a boss we can fight. That would be kind of fun. It's a shark pit. What does that mean? I mean, we're here. How do we summon the sharks? I'm interested.
The size of that fin. At least it can't reach me up here.
Or can it? Okay. So now we can show you like a small little boss fight. Never seen this guy before, so if he kills me, awkward. He's gonna emerge. What the heck is going on? Oh man, what the heck is this? Alright, so once he's stunned, we can do some big damage. Took another hammer. Ow. There we go. Aftershock. Cranked.
What next? Could be useful to
that's kind of how my bossing looks right now. I think that... What is this? Scent of blood lures your foe. Oh, snap. I feel like the little hammer thing is kind of cool. I just don't think I'm really scaling it at all. Like, I'm not really... It's a cool ability, but it's not really synergizing with anything that I'm doing as far as I know. I'm not really, like, scaling fire, and... I think the extra damage that it's doing, like the attack damage, I think is its own attack damage. Right? One thing that's cool with the hammer is I didn't know that you could use it with a two-hander. I thought it was only a one-hander. A one-hander is definitely faster. That's kind of the trade-off, right? One-handers are faster, you have a shield out all the time. Two-handers hit harder. But you don't have a shield, so... Alright, so we killed those guys. What was that about? Just running along this island. But anyway, give you guys a little... The Forge Hammer Slam combo is cool. I just wanted to give you guys a little look at the guy as we have it now. Okay, we got treasure. Checkpoint. Okay, cool. But I'm gonna keep on jamming on this character. Okay, so I guess we did everything, right? We showed you the gear. We showed you the abilities. We showed you the passives. We showed you what bosses look like, and we showed you what it looks like to die. You know. So I think we kind of showed you wins, some wins, some losses, some builds. I think that's a pretty full picture. But we're gonna just keep on jamming on this character and have a real good time on stream. If you guys want to swing by the stream, it'll be twitch.tv/Bajheera, and of course just good old YouTube. The Crab Shell Cavern. How do I get in there, man? I probably have to like hit a switch, something like that. We'll figure it out. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Claw crunch. Bang. Bonk. Bonk. There we go. We're good now. We're good. But yeah, let's wrap up the video, and I'm gonna get this uploaded on the YouTube so you guys can have a nice little guide to show. Yeah, of course, the death was just planned, just part of the content, just showing you some wins and losses. Just keep a balanced take, you know. We're just about, you know, don't want to be showing me just dominating, you know. Got to show a little vulnerability here and there. It's endearing to the audience, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna get my character going. We're gonna keep him going, and we'll see you guys live on stream. Thank you guys so much, by the way, for supporting the PoE content. I absolutely love this game, and I'm very much looking forward to playing a whole lot more of it. And if you guys keep tuning in and supporting the content, we get to do just that. So, thanks for watching. Appreciate the love. We'll see you all on stream. Peace.